Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Conchita Wurst and welcome to a new tutorial. I think this is only a joke that works if you are from Austria like me maybe. But to be honest, my name is Dominic and I am Curse Studio. I want to create a new tutorial today, and this is because I almost have now 3,000 followers on VMO, and I think if when I release this little tutorial I will probably hit the 3,000. So I want to say a huge thank you to everybody that followed me, that supported my work, that posted it on their website, one of my tutorials. All the guys that bought one of my premium tutorials on my homepage. Like I said, everyone that supported me over the years, a special thanks also to Rafael Rao, aka Silverwing VFX, for all the hard work that sometimes it did put into me to get better with shading and also modeling and stuff like that. Was really much appreciated, man. You know that I love you, and hopefully we can soon do a project together. But anyway, let's jump to the tutorial. I saw a really nice shot on YouTube. A guy that created a similar shot like this in Corona Renderer, and he was nice enough to share the model with us. The problem was it was created in 3D Max, so I had to convert it and into an OBJ. In this case, I did go with a 3ds format, and the problem was that the model was a little bit messed up, because you get a lot of, instead of all the quads, you get a lot of triangles out of the model. I will show you this quickly. As you can see, these are all triangles, and this part here is a little bit messed up, but if you don't look too close, you still get away with it. And so yeah, so I thought I set up my own scene and try to light it, try to shade it. I think for the lighting and for the shading, it was something around 1 hour that it took to make it all happen. And then I spent like, I think 10 minutes or something like that in Photoshop. So what I want to do is I want to explain a little bit what I have done in the scene. And I want to give away this scene file with all the shaders and all the stuff that I have done. I want to give away this file. Also with the HDRI included, so you have the complete setup. I also want to give away the Photoshop file and everything else, like all the textures and stuff like that. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Let me show you quickly how it looks when it comes out of the render engine. So as you can see, there is a really strong DOF going on. If you look here into the camera, as you can see, the aperture is set to 4 and the aperture edge is set to 2.5. So as you can see, we get a really nice DOF, and I also wanted to have the DOF a little bit stronger. A nice thing about the DOF is also if you don't want to texture the background so much. So like if you're really lazy and stuff like that, a DOF can definitely also help to get away with a little bit of laziness as well, because you can't almost see the background because it's just so blurred that you can't really recognize what's going on there. Anyway, let me close this quickly here. What I was about to say as well is that I'm alpha testing Corona Renderer right now, and this was why I did download this model, because I tried to render it out with Corona, and so I can finally also post something on the Corona forum for Cinema 4D. The problem was that Corona is still in alpha stage, so some things still don't work. I mean, it's a really nice render engine, don't get me wrong, but like I said, it's still in the alpha stage, in the early alpha stage. So like HDRI brightness is not really working. The DOF is a little bit weird. You also don't have any mix materials and stuff like that. So in the end, I ended up to use the new Octane 2.0 engine for this rendering, and So yeah, so I hope they will fix all the bugs that we did report so far in the forum as well. And as soon as the new version is available and everything is working, I will definitely also try to render out the scene with Corona. And when it's finally released for public, I will get this tutorial online for this scene as well. So as you can see, I have used Octane 2.0. It's working really great, all the displacement stuff like that. I didn't have any crashes yet, so this is really absolutely awesome so far. So let's reload the scene again and let's see what I've done. As you can see here, we have some metal shaders going on, and the rest is well, a lot of plastic and stuff like that. So we don't have any SSS materials or something like that. The lighting comes from HDRI. I think it looks really good. What I want to say always when you shade something is that you definitely can get away with a lot of stuff that you can fix in post-work, like the intensity of the lighting, the overall feeling of the picture. As you can see, this looks a little bit kind of greenish. You definitely can get this out all in post-work. You also can adjust the red color here a little bit more, and also the yellowish color here of the LPs in the background and stuff like that. What you can change definitely inside of Photoshop or After Effects or Nuke or whatever compositing software you're using is if you are working with a wrong IOR or wrong glossiness and stuff like that. So this is something that you can't change later on anymore. If it looks wrong, it will probably look wrong all the time, no matter how much post-processing you put in. So this is why I also posted this scene, and I hope you really like the metal shaders and stuff like that, and you can see how those metal shaders are built. Also how I did build here this plastic shader. Let's maybe look at this plastic shader a little bit closer. So where is it? As you can see, not everything is named here. This is just how I got the file when I did import the 3ds. So all you have to do is that you jump here into object mode and then just simply select one part where you want to see the shader, like here, and then you can see it's already selected here, and then you just simply double click the material, then it's selected here, and we can open it up and see what's going on. So if you look in the diffuse, as you can see, color is here set to 10% black. In the roughness, I did use a mixed texture, and here in the amount, I did change this to texture, and then did load Cinema 4D Octane image texture, and did load a little bit, let's say, of an variance, so it looks a little bit like already touched plastic, so it's not completely new. And then I did control the glossiness here with 2 float textures. So as you can see, here's the glossiness, something of the roughness of 0.18, and here we have a roughness of 0.28 and 0.18. So as you can see, the difference is 0.1 between those, and this makes a little bit of a difference in the end. It might not something that you see instantly, but it definitely makes a difference for the final render and also for the human eye, because it's not completely black, because you have some variances because of this texture here, and this definitely makes a difference for a realistic rendering. In the bump, I have a noise texture, and this is just a procedural Cinema 4D noise texture. So you just go, you just click here, and then you just go noise, and this is the simple normal noise, as you can see. This is not a box noise or fire or hammer, this is just simply noise. And then I did change the global scale to 10%, and the color here from the color here is completely black, and here completely white. The problem is, since you're working not with a Cinema 4D Octane image texture, you can't control the bump via this nice slider, via this float slider. So you need to control the bump with this black and white color here in the noise. So let me show you this quickly. Let's duplicate this camera here, and let's move a little bit closer here to this object, and let's also get rid of the aperture so we can see this a little bit better. And this also makes a little bit of a difference because this makes it look a little bit more like plastic, and I think this looks really good. Let me show you this if we pump up the noise a little bit. First of all, I need to select the object, and now I have to find it. Where is it? There is it. Okay. So as you can see, I also changed here the projection to cubic, and then I changed here the length and the length V to 10%. If you would up this here to 30%, both in the length U and in the length V, you will see this, that the bump definitely changes, and that the plastic now looks something like that. As you can see, it becomes really crispy. It definitely gets this crispy plastic look. But I think it's just way too big, so I think we could probably get away with 15%. Let's maybe change this here to 15% both, and let's reload the scene here. And let's move a little bit closer maybe, so we can see this a little bit better. So if you really want to do a close-up shot, this will definitely make a difference. As you can see here, we have this really crispy plastic look, but we definitely should change this maybe here if we would really make a close-up shot like that to 10%. And this is probably something you can't see if you're really far away. But like I said, I think for the human eye, it definitely makes a difference, even if you're far away, because there is just some detail going on that you might not really see, but the human eye definitely somewhere in the brain recognizes. So I definitely would always try to make it look good as possible. So as you can see, I think this noise shader definitely has some has its right to be there. This is all I tried to say. Okay, so this was this plastic shader for this thing here. We can also look at the metal shaders, but they are all, I think, really straightforward. So in a diffuse, black 10%, roughness really low, so we have a lot of glossiness going on. And in the index here 8, I think I did create 2 or 3 different metal materials. So here's the index 8, so really high, something like almost silver, stuff like that. Here I did go for an index of 5. I think I did use this here for this middle thing here. Then a third shader that is also index 8, probably can delete this one. I don't know really, to be honest, why it's there. But yeah, and all the rest of the textures is just this here for the LP itself, for this, yeah, for the turntable base, and then you have all those LPs in the background, and then you have also some black plastic going on, and another material here for this little knob on the knob, these little orange plastic materials. For plastics, I would definitely always recommend to go for an index with 1.5 and then just simply change the roughness to an amount that you like. With Octane, it's really so easy to find the right amount of roughness, because you just have this live preview, this live viewer, and then just load the scene and you can instantly see what's going on in my scene and stuff like that. Okay, so this was just a little explanation. You can look at all those materials a little bit closer. I just want to say a huge thank you again to all my followers, to everyone that supported me, to every little contract that I got. Like I said, to everyone who bought a premium tutorial, really much appreciated. Definitely money that I can use really good, because I don't have such a good income, so this is also really much appreciated. And I hope I will make more tutorials in the future. I hope you really enjoy this scene file, and that you can play around with it a little bit and maybe get out some information that you need. I know not a lot of people that try to do realistic renderings and stuff like that give away a lot of information. I always try to support the communities, to support you guys. even thought my English is not that good because I'm from Austria. This is not my main language. I'm really, really sorry sometimes that I'm a really bit slow, that I need to think about the words and stuff like that. But I still hope that you enjoy my tutorials. And like I said, I really, really want to say thank you. So I hope you enjoy this. And I hope I make a new tutorial soon, maybe also with some modeling where we will create a complete new scene and then shade it and render it. This is at least the plan. Alright, so have a nice day, thanks for listening, and see you next time. Bye bye!